chaos and horror on a college campus. Conservative activist Charlie Kirk, gunned down in front of a crowd at Utah Valley University, the state's governor, calling it a political assassination.
Everyone's just like scared. Like it's traumatizing.
I watched a fountain of blood come out of the side of his neck like a water fountain. And it was surreal.
I saw that he was shot in the neck and that he was squirting blood everywhere.
Witnesses describing the horrifying shooting. Death in broad daylight today of conservative activist Charlie Kirk on a college campus in Utah. The latest act of political violence in America. Tonight, law enforcement still looking for the person responsible.
We believe this was a targeted attack towards one individual.
I want to be very clear that this is a political assassination. We just need every single person in this country to think about where we are and where we want to be.
A controversial figure, Kirk said he was no stranger to death threats, speaking on the George Janko show last year.
We get death threats all the time. You know, they come, they send stuff to our homes and all that. And yeah, that's just par for the course. I mean, if you are not getting active death threats, you're not really doing much for the country.
The founder of the conservative organization, Turning Point USA, an author and media personality, he built a massive following, particularly popular with young audiences. At just 26 years old, he spoke at the 2020 RNC endorsing Donald Trump.
Trump is the bodyguard of Western civilization.
Considered family by President Trump, his influence outsized in the MAGA movement.
Charlie Kirk was seen as the force behind young conservatives. This was a guy that actually electrified that sector of the base. And for Donald Trump, this was a critical voting bloc in every time he was on the ballot. And to think that one of their own, someone that they saw as a kid rise up over 10 years, to think that he's now gone, it has really rocked people in Donald Trump's orbit to their core.
Trump was the first to announce Kirk's death today, posting on his Truth Social account, saying in part no one understood or had the heart of the youth in the United States of America. Better than Charlie, he was loved and admired by all, especially me, and now he is no longer with us. Trump remembering Kirk in a video posted later.
Charlie inspired millions, and tonight all who knew him and loved him are united in shock and horror.
The 31-year-old leaves behind a wife and 2 young children. It was just weeks into the new school year at Utah Valley University. Thousands gathered to see Kirk, as captured on his social media, on the first stop of his American comeback tour, hosting debates between conservatives and liberals, called Prove Me Wrong. Get comfortable.
Bring the best libs that Utah has to offer.
Just after noon local time, Kirk sitting on a stool talking to the crowd, and as he was answering a question about mass shootings in America, a single shot was fired.
Do you know how many mass shooters there have been in America over the last 10 years?
Counting or not counting gang violence?
Great.
Witnesses hitting the ground, some chanting. Kirk's own private security detail took him from the location, a witness capturing the moment on video.
I pulled out my phone and recorded the security putting Charlie in the vehicle. I looked at his face and it was lights out. I mean, his eyes closed, he fell back, he did not move.
Some attendees criticizing the lack of security at the event.
We registered for tickets, but they weren't even looking for tickets. Anyone could just walk in. It was at probably the worst place in campus because there's so many areas where anyone can just walk in.
This is the police chief's nightmare. We did have 6 officers working that event. We had probably over 3,000 people that were in attendance.
Investigators say the shooter was positioned in a higher location from where Kirk was speaking.
If you have an event that there's really no getting the people, check the people out before they come in. Probably should have done that, but even still, that wouldn't have worked in this particular situation. All of a sudden, you got a person on a roof. Outdoor venues are extremely challenging.
Hours later, authorities announcing that a person of interest was in custody, but FBI Director Kash Patel posting on X that the person was released after interrogation.
I want to make it crystal clear right now to whoever did this, we will find you. We will try you, and we will hold you accountable to the furthest extent of the law.
Political violence has become increasingly more frequent. In April, Pennsylvania Governor Josh Shapiro's home was set on fire after an arsonist threw Molotov cocktails. Upset about the governor's stance on Gaza.
I mean, this is sadly a real part of our society today, and it needs to be universally condemned.
In June, 2 Minnesota lawmakers were shot. The suspect had a list in his home targeting abortion clinics and lawmakers. And last year, Trump surviving 2 assassination attempts, including one while campaigning in Pennsylvania. Today, Democrats sending their condolences. Former Vice President Kamala Harris writing on X, "I condemn this act and we all must work together to ensure this does not lead to more violence." Mourners leaving flowers outside the Turning Point offices. In Arizona, Trump ordering all flags to be lowered to half-staff in honor of Kirk.
We hear so much about young progressives, but Charlie Kirk and young conservatives, that is a movement that I think he's going to be tied to and remembered for quite some time.